Hello everybody. Right, let me just show you this map first. And we are here at NZGC Gore Airport. And I'm going to try and follow this road up here. And back down past NZBA, which we'll ignore. And then kind of come back again. So let me just get airborne first and then I'll explain what's going on afterwards. Right, that's it, back in the cockpit. Not exactly a masterful takeoff, but never mind, that's not really the point. So, yeah, just a little extra video today. A little bit of time to kill before the darts is back on. So, what I'm going to do is have a little flight and go white line spotting. Which is basically me flying around, just trying to see if there's any ground features that might be runways. So from that map there's nothing particularly along those, well, they seem to be fairly major roads, so there might be little towns, villages, farms, something may have an airstrip there, might show up on the ortho, could be worth investigating. Because when I'm actually looking for these brand new airports, these little small rural ones, I do look on this NZ topological maps. Quite often find things on there, but there have been a couple of times when I've just gone out for a flight, much like this, of pick an area and let's see what I can find. And I have actually found the odd one or two airports that don't appear on maps, but they clearly are airfields, especially if you look them up on Google Images, their satellite views, and you can sometimes even see aircraft on the ground. It's an interesting thing to do occasionally. I'm having a flight, just a pleasure flight. Sometimes I'll pick two places and have a flight between them. Occasionally I'll just set off from somewhere and I've got no idea where I'm going. But, yeah, this is the third option. Just set off and go and see what I can find. A little bit of time to kill before the evening session of the darts is on TV, so yeah, why not? Well, why not get the recording software on the go at the same time? Every chance this is going to turn into a really dull video to watch, but you never know. I suppose if you got this far, I will actually, in the description below, if there is anything interesting, I'll put a little timestamp in there for you, so you can actually skip all the bits in the middle if you want. Cessna, it's the company called, it's not Prop Strike, I think, isn't it? Bush kit Cessna, it's a freeware one, which is very nice indeed. I did have a little play with it in Plane Maker, just to try and make it go faster basically, which it does a little bit now, so it's not exactly a stock one. Quite good for doing stuff like this with. You can cover ground fairly quickly, especially being an overwing aircraft. I've got a reasonable view of the ground too. That does help rather than flying the barren or something like that. It's not quite as clear on the ground, is it? You know, you've got a wing in the way. So, spotting things from the air. This is quite a good one. Don't worry too much about navigation either, because I've got my plungy moving map on another screen, so that's keeping a rough track on where I am. Because if anybody does find any interesting places that might be airfields, certainly interested if you wanted to let me know about those. Just ploughed his field into a 3D effect. Yeah, but if you do find anywhere or know of places, I've had a couple of messages about that in the past of people saying, oh, there's a great airstrip at XYZ, you should do that. They're not always possible with the mesh that we're given. Sometimes there's massive hills and lumps and bumps and there'd be no chance of landing a plane there, so there's not every airfield I can actually do. If you do know of somewhere and want it in Explain, and before you tell me, go and have a flight over there yourself. And just make sure you can actually land. It's certainly not possible with everywhere. As for new places though, I'm also going to be slightly on the lookout now for a little town, village feature, something that I might think, oh, that could be interesting if they did have an airfield, even if they don't. We've got, well, certainly covered all the places that come with Explain by default. We've got all of those done. Plenty of others that I've added as well. I'm running out of them slightly for new ones, I think. So I'm not going to be totally above adding in a couple of fantasy ones as well, especially if they look nice. There is one of those coming at very least in the not too distant future. There's going to be well, I've actually done that one airfield already. It comes as part of a little pack, because there's a few of them towards the top end of North Ireland, of South Ireland, sorry. Quite a few airfields all together, so I'm going to bundle them all together in a pack. Save having lots of little individual ones. But that all started with me flying past a little town and thinking, I bet that'd be lovely if there was an airstrip there. And I was right. It does look lovely now there's an airstrip there. But it is a completely fantasy one. Not fantasy in the way South Fiordland is. There's nothing stupid there. It does look nice though. Hopefully you'll enjoy that. As I say, it's a pack I'm going to put together with a few others, and once I finish that particular one, I'm still doing little bits and pieces to some of the others. go on the list for it'll get done eventually. There's a few new ones like that, plus I want to do a few more upgrades as well, as I'm starting to look at more, and also keep upgrading Wellington, which is a very nicely timed segue, because actually a few hours ago I did put what I'm going to call the first month's the January edition upgrade to Wellington. If you have a look at page 2 of the PDF that I upload in the mega folder every month, that will tell you all about what I've done to it. But, yeah, there's a few little bits, more custom buildings in there. Yeah, it's slowly going to get better and better. Go and check out the monthly PDF. Just Farmer's Field so far, isn't it? Does make me think there's one of these farmers, surely somebody's got an aircraft, haven't they? But no signs of anywhere they might land it just yet. Never mind, it might be a totally pointless flight this. May end up with nothing. Bother looking it up on the topological maps or anything first, just to see if there is anything that we might find here. Just go and have a flight and find out. I probably will have a look at the map, or just a quick look afterwards anyway, just in case I've flown past something and totally missed it. Google Earth is good for, because you can cycle back through satellite images from the past. Occasionally there are some satellite images of a place where in one year it may look exactly like an airstrip and it's really obvious, and next time a satellite's gone past and taken a photo, for some reason it just looks like a field. There's absolutely nothing there. Never know, there's always a possibility with this ortho that it might be one of those that on every other satellite image there could be a really obvious airfield, but not on this one for some reason. Yeah, we'll have a quick check of it again on the topological maps. Area it does seem quite decent photos. They're quite sharp images compared to some places, aren't they? Map, and when we came to that T-junction and then turn right, we're not far away from that. This little valley here, is that where the junction is, highly likely. follow the valley, that road up that way. It's not too far until we come to NZRX. I'm not going to bother turning left. So know that there is the airfield up there anyway. If I turn right down here, then that's the better option of being further away from anything that I know for a fact is already there. Possibly gives us a slightly higher chance of actually finding an airfield. It's more in the kind of places where I want to find airfields, just to fill in little gaps in the country. Lovely if you could have a small airstrips where you never needed to fly anything for more than 10 minutes if you didn't want to. Place where maybe you might find a little airstrip, but I can't see anything obvious. Never mind, probably not. Look that up and see what the name of that little village was. Straight lines there. I wondered if that was supposed to be an airfield. Possibly, I don't know. Certainly not going to... No, maybe not. It's a bit too curved, isn't it? Certainly not going to get one in X-Plane anyway. That's one of those kind of places, as I was talking about, where the mesh is just a long way from being flat. I spotted that. It does seem to be a reasonably straight white line here. Is this a runway? It's a maybe, isn't it? Put the flaps out and see, because I think that seemed flat enough. We're going downhill here, aren't we? Yeah, quite dramatically downhill, but yeah, you could land here if that was a real place. Yeah, I'll look into that further. We'll see, maybe. Gut reaction is probably not, but yeah, might be a real one. Who knows? That's what we're out here for, is to check those kind of things out and see. Barren countryside at the moment, isn't it? So I don't think we'll find anything around here. Even if we did, it'd probably be quite dull and boring. You've got an airfield, haven't you? Coming up on a town fairly soon. There might be something near that. I kind of like it when we've got an airfield somewhere nearby to a little town. It gives it something to, so the airfield is there to service that little town. You get better looking scenery out of it. I'm probably more likely to find some small private farm as well. A lot of these small towns, rather than having their own airfield, if you're living in the town you probably haven't got a plane, and if you wanted one you'd go down to a bigger town where there is an airport or whatever. I think this place might be called Lawrence. Can't see anything that reminds me of an airstrip there. I don't think there's anything interesting enough about that little place to warrant making a fantasy one. Town, few houses, nothing remarkable, nothing majorly interesting as far as scenery making would go. Never mind. a township or settlement or something. Seems even less likely to inspire me to build a fantasy airstrip. Doesn't look like they've got a real one, so yeah, that can remain as somewhere that you look down on from a few thousand feet as you fly past. So I don't think we'll be landing there. Last, the more major townships or anything before we start getting towards Dunedin, so we're now to the private little farm strip kind of things, if there are going to be any out here. As I said, it's more those kind of places you're more likely to find an airstrip than at the towns and villages anyway, so it's actually probably a better hunting ground. And a places like that. The coast. I don't know if Dunedin is the main place that's just over there somewhere, but at the end of this road we're coming to a place called Milton. I've no idea whether that is actually classified as being a separate town or suburb of Dunedin or what it may be. Trip to NZ, I did have a couple of days in Dunedin. Coach tour, thinking where we've come from. Maybe got a chance I came along this road. We need to check the map out. Yes, I think that's Milton over there. Yeah, I'd probably call that a little town in its own right. It seems fairly separate from Dunedin, doesn't it? separate enough to have your own airport, though, I wonder. Not that I know of. Just a very quick look. Doesn't seem to be anything obvious. Not going to waste too much time there anyway, because we have got Dunedin Airport. That's obviously not very far away. The reason for doing this and having these kind of flights is to fill in little airports in the gaps. There's one very close to an already existing airport. That's slightly less interesting to me. I'll get excited if we can fill in a gap of a little area where there isn't much. Leaping out and saying, "Oh yes, I am an airstrip, please come and land at me." I'm wondering about this feature here. It's got some water there, so not actually just a marshland. Probably, isn't it? A bit too close to this one to worry about though, as we're nearly there at ZBA. Obvious. Overfly this one and wave to it. Pop back and have a look at it. It'll look great on that. Might do one day. I seem to remember there was a fairly unique combined hangar type clubhouse building. Well, that's what it looked like anyway. But I did this airport a long time before I knew how to actually make any objects myself, so it's stitched together with some library objects instead, which sort of did the job. Now I can actually make a custom building. Yeah, this might be worth looking at one day. Looks quite nice over by that river. Sort of pretty scenery there, but I don't think there's much to look at in the way of runways, so we'll ignore that for now. Way back to our start point at Gore. I guess the timing should be fairly good on that. About 20 minutes till the evening session of the dart starts. Should be a good time for getting back there. Got plenty of fields around here, haven't you? But none of you look like you turned them into a runway. No, probably not. But maybe at first glance. Even if it was, it's just a strip of grass with nothing there, so it's a bit boring. I think we'll ignore that one. Even if it might actually be a real airstrip. Like straight white lines over here. I wonder. Could this be our first real candidate? Maybe, isn't it? Doesn't look a bit runway-like. How flat is it? try and see what happens. Yeah, certainly visually it looks like it might be a runway, doesn't it? Quite an upward slope, but yeah, I think a plane could actually deal with that slope alright, couldn't it? Must be some buildings there, and that's flat enough to be able to taxi over to those. That runway not so good. Yeah, that's certainly worth popping back to. Checking out once again. That first runway we landed on, that was okay. I could definitely use that. Yeah, I'll have to have a look at the exactly the position of the other one and see whether that's usable or not. And if not, then still turn it into a one runway airstrip anyway. Like a little grand polygon to get rid of the other one, or perhaps put some stuff all over it where it's obviously out of service at the moment. Yeah, there's a few ways to cheat to either get rid of it or make it not usable. So the one that you can land on, that's the one and only one that's there. Another little town, no idea what that one's called. Doesn't look anything too remarkable anyway. A golf course I could land on, but got that other place as a new airfield. You could walk it from that town down to where that runway was. So, yeah, it's not worth bothering about anyway. Catching my eye at the moment. I'm not too bothered now anyway, even if we don't find anything else. I found that one place that's worth investigating a bit further. May turn into an airfield one day, it might not, but yeah, it's certainly worth a look. That was the purpose of the flight, to go and find possibilities. Yeah, I'm happy I've got one at least. Yeah, this could be a slightly abrupt ending to the flight, as I appear to have just run out of fuel. Yeah, excellent planning by me there, so that's good. Okay, we're nearly back at Gore anyway, so seems like a reasonable time to end the flight. I can check out a long thin bit over here that caught my eyes and maybe for a second, but no, it doesn't look like it's a runway, does it? No, that's certainly not. Yeah, wherever that little township village is. Yeah, I'll be back in a moment for a cup of coffee. And see if there's anybody who's got some aviation fuel. Well, we're down, we're safe. Not quite the ending to the video I was hoping for, but yeah, we nearly made it round the entire tour, and I found one place to go and check out again. So, yeah, reasonably successful. Okay then, probably won't do another video this side of January the 1st. So, yeah, Happy New Year. See you again soon. Bye.